Hello, I'm Jana.
That's the crack. I'm Kevin.
And welcome to our second episode of Wannabe Not Podcast.
Kind of podcasty, not podcast.
Yeah.
So today we are really close. We're 20 days-ish, I think less, from the grand opening of our studio in Ennis, which is called Puzzledore Studios. This is the little flyer. Some of you who live in Ennis would have got this through your door. And we're taking today to talk you through our schedule, our January schedule, and also kind of the types of classes that we're going to be holding in the yoga studio, in the pottery studio, classes that are neither yoga nor pottery, and just to give you a sense of what's going to actually be happening in the space. So that's the plan for today.
Super.
So yeah.
Okay.
Maybe let's start a little bit and just jump straight in, I reckon.
I think so.
And the first thing on our schedule in the week is something that I haven't ever seen in the yoga studio before. Jan is going to teach it. We have 6 yoga teachers and 3 pottery teachers, but Jana is kind of our anchor yoga teacher.
No pressure.
Yeah. And our first class of the week is on a Monday evening, and it's called the Yoga Study Circle.
So we're going to start then from Monday. We have 2 classes on Mondays. They're both yoga. We have one at 6:00 and another one is at 7:15. So the first one at 6:00, it's called the Yoga Circle, this Yoga Study Circle. And pretty much it's going to be like, you know how yoga teachers nowadays, which is actually really, really great, but sometimes I cringe because I feel like it's not embodied really. They're like, oh, yoga is so much more than asana. And yoga is so much more than asana. And I'm very passionate about that part. So like Kevin said, with all of that being said, I've never seen a group that is kind of meeting up and practicing more than just the asana in yoga studios. So this class is going to be like, we're just going to meet up and we're going to start by, start from what yoga is, yoga sutras, yamas and niyamas, all of those things. And at the same time, we're going to embody the foundations of yoga in those classes so that when you attend these classes, you really kind of understand the source of the yoga, but you also have the language to, after that, attend any yoga class and be comfortable, with what the flows are, what vinyasa is, some of the basic Sanskrits, all of those things. People are, I hope, going to be so equipped to be able to attend any other class without like feeling intimidated, but also excited, I guess, because they're going to know a little bit more background behind the yoga postures, behind like pranayama, behind kriyas, behind all of those things, which are so exciting. As a philosophy, especially.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like, I think it's such a cool idea. And like for me, certainly, like I haven't done a yoga teacher training, although I'm enrolled in one and beginning it shortly. And I think like there's this explosion now of yoga teacher trainings.
Yeah.
And in the yoga teacher trainings, there's a big emphasis on the philosophy of yoga, what these words mean, like what is vinyasa, what's yin, what are these like expressions, I guess. But for me, as someone who's been attending yoga classes for years, like even having been attending them for years, like could I define what a vinyasa? Could I define? Probably not really.
You still kind of get a little bit uncomfortable.
There's a bit of kind of like a.
I certainly do.
Yeah. It's a performance kind of. Because you say, yeah, vinyasa, of course.
Yeah.
Or pranayama, absolutely. And so I think it's really cool that like so many people now are interested in yoga teacher training, which is awesome. But like, it's a huge commitment, and so this yoga study circle I think is so cool because it gives people access and opportunity to like explore, which is so fascinating, the full dimension of yoga. Like I think it's class. So so we start the week with that.
Yes,
which is going to be really fun.
Yeah. After that, we have 7:15 class, which is the Great Rest. It's just yin yoga. It's a yin yoga that I will be teaching as well. So after the yoga study circle, we will have a nice class of yin, just like really restorative, slow practice. You basically come in your pajamas if you want, and we roll ourselves on bolsters. We're in silence. We listen to nice, like relaxing music and nice incense and diffuser, and we're just resting and allowing like mind really and body to rest. But it's just like a big like blah.
Yeah, nice. We've been doing some yins here in the house, just like
in the evenings.
In the evenings before we go to bed. And I have to say, like, it's just, you just lie down. And like, there might be like 4 poses in an hour. And you just sit and you lie and you gently stretch. It's very nice.
It's great.
So that'll be cool. What a way to start the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on Tuesday mornings, starting in the middle of January, we have the first pottery class of the week. So Tuesdays from 10 till 12, I'm teaching a wheel throwing for beginners course. So it's going to be a 5-week course focused on the techniques of throwing pots on the wheel. And it'll be for beginners. So people with absolutely no experience who maybe have never touched clay, or the last time they touched clay was in primary school. But they want to explore throwing pots on the wheel and throwing and making with clay. That's what this class is for. So I love teaching beginners. Like, I think that's just so exciting. Because like you come with, there's like that idea of the beginner's mind in Buddhism, like that you come to something fresh, and like beginners come to clay fresh. And like for me, often like a lot of the focus is yes on technique and yes on how to make pots, and that is obviously really important because that's ultimately what people are there for. But it's also like so many people come with the idea of like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be good at this, or like, oh, I'm not creative, or I like that conditioning of not being able to make nice things or to express yourself through craft and art, you know. And I think like often in these classes, it's about as much about like unpicking that a bit and bringing people back to that like childlike state of play. Like all of us made mud cakes as kids, and like for as long as human history has existed, people have been making stuff with clay. Like there's a pot, the oldest pot, now don't fact check me, the oldest pot that exists currently in the world that we have found is I think 19,000 years old. It's from a province in China. It was built by hand and it still bears the thumb mark of its maker 20,000 years ago.
Was that the pinch pot?
Yeah.
Nice.
So like people have been making pots forever. It's very deeply intuitive. Like wheels have existed in ancient Egypt, in China, like pottery wheels way before electricity. So like there is like a really deep connection. Like people, as long as civilization has existed, pots have existed. So
it's almost like remembering.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm really excited to teach beginners classes again.
And what a special thing to like show someone who is a beginner and who doesn't have like faith that they can do something, and after the class or after a few weeks of being led by you and everything and being able to make something special.
It's so special, and particularly because like it's an experience that I have had. Like, I mean, I had to go and unpick that experience, you know. Like when I started with pottery, I went as a therapeutic practice, you know, and not with the intention of like being good at it necessarily. And I kind of going to my first classes, did believe like, I'm not creative, I'm not artistic, you know. And it's only through practice that you realize that that's just a condition of the mind. It's not the truth. So beginners classes on Tuesday morning.
Amazing. Okay, and then we have every Tuesday at 4 o'clock, the 4 p.m. unwind. It's led by our wonderful Una, who just finished her teacher training and has been practicing yoga for over 20 years. And it's just really kind and gentle, and it's a wonderful, wonderful woman. And she is going to be teaching that because it's the time that suits her as well, after the schools and stuff like that. So yeah, it's really, and we actually got a few messages from people as well saying, "Wow, 4 p.m. that's such a weird time, but I think that one is going to suit me," which is excellent. Our neighbor as well, she was saying that this is a good time. So yeah, it's going to be a slow flow yoga. Una is very focused on just like giving you space to be held and to kind of in pressured and non-pressured way flow through the asanas and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be a lovely, lovely class.
Yeah, I think like we've really worked really hard in the calendar to create space for all sorts of different people to come, in terms of the timings. Like obviously we have evening classes, which in general is good for people who are working full time, and that's really important. But then we also have these daytime classes because like we're parents, and we know that people have like flexible working arrangements and different working arrangements and stuff. So like that's why my pottery class on a Tuesday morning, it's the perfect time. You drop the kids to school, you come to pottery.
Nice.
Or maybe you're not dropping the kids to school, but maybe you're not working until the afternoon, come to pottery. You collect the kids from school, you go to yoga with Una. Or you're working full time, so you come to an evening class. So we have really tried to intentionally create it so that different people can come at different times.
Excellent.
So yeah.
And then that evening, on Tuesday evening, like Kevin said, we have different times. So this one is at 7:15, and it's called the Evening Ease, and it's also a slow flow with Joanna, who I really love. She's just so passionate and so wonderful, and I think this class is going to be excellent class. Really, I have a feeling this class is just going to be super popular. So it's going to be great. Just to say before we continue that all our classes are like for everyone. Our teachers will be able to give you modifications and adjustments so that you're comfortable following all classes. And so if there is, like a little challenge, I guess, in the class, it's going to be adapted to your needs, not our needs as teachers, but rather your needs. Okay, let's go to Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Joanna's back in the studio.
So we have 10 to 11 a.m. class, Feel Good Flow. So it's like a little mixed dynamic flow in which the first half of the class, we kind of bring the heat a little bit up. And then the second part of the class, we slow it down and we kind of rest a little bit more. So yeah, it's perfect class in the middle of the week to kind of pick yourself up and create this capacity to go on with the week. Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah, because like a lot of what we talk about is like creating capacity, like in terms of your day to day, and how like so. We have an 11-month-old, and obviously, like the postpartum period and childcare and adjusting to a new life and the constant needs of being needed means that like capacity slips in both of us, but particularly in like a new mother in Jana, and in all new mothers, I think. And like we talk a lot about how like, a little window in the week, like once a week getting to go to the sauna, once a week getting to go to the gym, once a week getting to slip out and go to like a really nice yoga class, like build this extraordinary capacity for the week. Then
suddenly you feel like you can do so much more.
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
Yeah. So this Wednesday morning class is a real like capacity builder class.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Nice. I like it that way.
Yeah. We got to go because the baby just woke up. Okay, we're back. And it's tomorrow.
New dawn. It's a new day.
Yeah, Baba woke up yesterday, and now Jan is having a little sulk because our mics aren't working. But we're going to hope that they're working and keep going. So we were talking about Wednesday. I think. So on Wednesday we have the Feel Good Flow, which we've discussed. And in terms of the pottery on Wednesday is the big day for pottery. So we've got 2 different pottery classes on a Wednesday evening. The first one is pottery painting, and this I'm really excited for. It's being taught by Sarah Cronin, who's an incredible visual artist based in Clare. I know her from being in Design Bank, and she's going to teach the classes. And basically what's involved is you turn up, we have pots that are ready to go, ready to be painted and decorated. And you come along with your friends or by yourself to make new friends, and Sarah will show you the basic techniques of painting onto clay, and you decorate the pot in whatever style you like. We fire it for you, and then you've got a fully functional piece of ceramic that you've decorated yourself. So really exciting.
I think that's so exciting, and it's such a like group activity.
Yeah.
And like bring your friends kind of thing.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? Let's do something fun. And you go and...
Yeah, and it's cool because on a Wednesday evening it's really fun, wholesome, cup of tea, paint your pot kind of a vibe. And then on Friday we go disco. Well, we don't go quite go disco. But we have a bit of crack. So we're doing BYOB, pottery painting on once a month on a Friday evening. So in January it's on the 16th, but that'll change each month. And
that's going to be fun because
that'll be
it's
crack,
like
yeah.
music, beer, painting.
Yeah, bring a glass of wine. Well, bring a bottle of wine and share it.
Yeah.
Maybe we won't be probably like slamming shots and stuff, but it'll be crack. So pottery painting on a Wednesday evening and BYOB pottery on a Friday night.
Ask me for the shots on a good day.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then back to Wednesday, then we also have our hand building course starting on the 21st of January. So Michelle Timoney, also from Design Bank and also an unbelievable ceramic artist, is going to take a group of students for 5 weeks and go through all the fundamental techniques of hand building, so coiling, pinching, maybe a little bit of slab rolling, and exploring like all these different ways of making other than the wheel. Like I'm really wheel centric, like I love throwing pots on the wheel, but there's a whole universe of ceramic and making that doesn't involve the wheel, and Michelle is going to be the teacher to bring you through that.
I have to say, I do love hand building a little bit more than the wheel, probably because I'm not so good at the wheel. And I'm so excited. I won't be joining the first one because you'll be joining the first one. It's just because of our working days don't match. But for the following 5 weeks, I'm definitely joining, and I'm so excited because I've like so many ideas of what I want to make for the kitchen. And I just need this course. So I'm so excited. And I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. Yeah. Michelle has taught in Limerick and has taught all over the place, and she's excellent. So it's going to be really cool. Okay, so Thursday is a big day also. Yeah.
Okay, so we are starting with 10 a.m. traditional flow Ashtanga. I'm like,
Ashtanga.
We didn't want to have a studio without it.
Ashtanga. Yeah, can't wait.
We are so excited.
Yeah.
I actually have something break it to you, Kevin.
I am.
You won't be able to join.
Why?
Because it's my working day, so we're both working on certain days, and I fought for Thursday.
Did you? Yeah. See, I didn't think ahead at all when we were negotiating our work days.
I was. I'll be joining Ashtanga for the first while.
Okay.
And I'm so excited. We had a lot of inquiries about Ashtanga, and it's very funny because I think Kian, who is going to be teaching Ashtanga, he was one of the first teachers we were kind of discussing and stuff like that, and it made its full circle back in. He was trained in India, and he just... Yeah, he sounds like a great bundle of joy, and I'm so excited to have him. And it's going to be great.
It's going to be unbelievable.
And I mean, Ashtanga, to have the traditional flow in yoga studio is very important for me. And we hope one day Kevin's going to be an Ashtanga teacher. And it's been kind of our like love between two of us, because we've been doing Ashtanga since we kind of met, and then true. We continue doing Ashtanga through like until the 6th month of pregnancy and stuff, and it's just like really our kind of thing.
Ashtanga's hardcore. It's unbelievable.
Just to say, sorry. Just to say, the Ashtanga is absolutely beginner friendly, so you can come if you have never been on the class, and the class is going to be well adapted to your needs, and you'll be offered plenty of modifications and stuff. So if you've never done a class and you'd love to try Ashtanga, it's such a nice kind of mentally nice. I feel like my brain relaxes with Ashtanga because I know the set of postures. They are always the same. You always continue like working through the exact same postures. There's no teacher who on one day feels like, oh, let's do a little bit of this flow or a little bit of that, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's kind of like really...
There's a discipline in Ashtanga.
And it's a rest for the brain, I feel, because I know always what's coming.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. If
what I find really cool about Ashtanga is like, so it's the same sequences, all the way through. And like when I'd be practicing Ashtanga myself, there you can get so far through the sequence, and then there's a really beautiful progression then, because like, yoga isn't about the asanas, but like the capacity building of like, okay, so last week I was able to get through half of the primary sequence, and this week I can get through like an extra 2 poses, and like the discipline of that, and the inner strength, like yes, the physical strength that is built through Ashtanga, but also the inner strength, like the recognition that like as you're burning, if you can just hold for the 5 breaths, well then you stop burning and you can just keep on going, you know. So yeah, Ashtanga is unbelievable.
Do you know, fun fact, since we're talking about Ashtanga, obviously we're both super excited. Back in the times when yogis would like do their asanas and do their practice with their gurus, with their teachers, if you, let's say, go through the sequence and you come to one pose and you're like, oh, I can't do this pose, but I can do the next 5 poses, the teacher would say to you, okay, well, pack your mat, go home, practice. Once you're practiced and once you are able to do that pose, you can return back to the class.
We're not going to be that hardcore.
We won't be doing that. But it's just
I want to be able to do the full hour also. I can't do the full sequence. So yeah. But yeah.
It's a fun fact.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
these fun facts and other kind of aspects of yoga history and philosophy, if you're interested in them, are available on the Monday evening class in Yoga Study Group. So yeah. So Thursday evening, having had Ashtanga in the morning, we have evening reset then in the evening. So you might tell us about that.
Oh, that's super. That is with Evangeline. We already published on Instagram to introduce her. We're starting to introduce our teachers, and yeah, it's just, I think it's just going to be a very like wholesome, hold me kind of nicely tucked in class. It's going to still be, I want to say a flow / dynamic kind of thing of class, but it's going to be a slower paced, loads of spaciousness, loads of reflection, loads of, space for you to rest and stuff. So it's going to be a nice reset on Thursday evenings.
Super nice. And then towards the end of the month, Thursday evening, pottery kicks in, and this I'm really excited for. So this is
excellent.
Yeah. This is a model that I would have picked up in Barcelona when I was studying there. And basically the idea is that we have like many of the students who've come through the studio in Spanish Point have said to me that they really want to continue their practice and really want to keep practicing, but that they don't necessarily want to commit to a 5-week curriculum constantly, because they want to do their own practice. And
fair enough.
Totally. And they might want to come 2 weeks in a row and then they might have something else on and whatever. So the Thursday evening drop-in classes are for people who've done an intro course before. And for people who haven't done intro courses, we'll talk about this in a minute, but we've got 2 weekend workshops going on before the drop-in begins. So if you want to jump on, you can. So anyone with only a little bit of experience is necessary just to have the basics. And basically you can book a wheel for 2 hours. I'll be in the space actively teaching, but not following a curriculum. So it's not kind of, this week we are doing this. It's directed by you. So if you want to throw a big vase, or if you want to make yourself over the course of a few weeks a full set of tableware for your house, or you want to make all your Christmas presents, or whatever you want to do, you do. And I'm there to help you and guide you and to kind of give input and technical support and kind of facilitate, I suppose. So it's totally self-directed and supported. So that'll be every Thursday evening. I'm really, really excited for it. I think some really cool things are going to come out of it. And yeah, so that's happening Thursday evenings.
That is excellent.
Yeah, it's been really cool. Yeah.
Also, just as Kevin said, for this class in particular, there's no like 5-week set and stuff like that. Since we became parents, we realized how hard it's actually to commit to those things.
Yeah.
And I think it's good to have a commitment and to honor it as much as you can, but it's also good to have an option where like you can drop in flexibility. Yeah. And the good thing is, sorry darling, the good thing is we do have that with all our yoga classes, because we're not doing blocks. So you don't have to book in for 5 classes straight. You can book in for 1 class, wait a little, and then book whenever you're ready, because the classes will be ongoing.
Yeah, but also for the pottery drop-in and for all of our yoga, we're running class passes. So say with the pottery drop-in, you can book in as a one-off, and it costs €50 for one night. Or you can book a block of, I think it's 4 classes or 8 classes, and then obviously the classes get cheaper. And you can use those classes within a period. So like you can miss 2 weeks and come back, but you've got the commitment for yourself that you have committed, but you haven't locked yourself in rigidly. And the same for the yoga. So like, for example, you can buy 12 class pass for the yoga, which is extraordinary. I think it's €11 per class if you do that, which like you're not getting yoga anywhere for €11. and then you can pick and choose what suits you. 12 classes over 3 or 4 months, so
over 6 months.
6 months is it, yeah. So you've got
really
hyper flexibility.
Yeah.
But you've also got like, for me, I know the accountability that if I have to go on and like buy and book in individually each time, like I'll probably fall away. Whereas if I've got the class pass bought, I'm more likely to stick around. So
it's
check out the class passes, for pottery and for yoga. I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So and then on Friday we have a quiet day in the studio. So Friday we've got no regular classes on a Friday yet.
The studio, the shop space is going to be open. From 10 till 2.
Shop space is open. Like I'll probably be. Am I working on Friday?
You are. Yeah.
So I'll probably be throwing, so you can come in and like have a chat and have a look and kind of look in the shop and all the rest of it. So that'll be Fridays. So yeah, and then at the moment we have no regular weekend classes, but they're going to come online in due course. Like there's so much space for more classes.
Yes.
But what we do have on the weekends is workshops, one-offs and kind of semi-regular repeating workshops. So the first 2 workshops we have in January are the Pottery Foundations classes. So we have the 2-day workshop, and we're doing it twice. So on the 10th and 11th, and then the 17th and 18th of January. And the idea behind that is for people who've never done pottery before, who want to have just a little taste of what the wheel is like, a little taste of like the very basics of hand building. It's a primer. It's kind of a little taste and a kind of a welcome into pottery. So we're running them twice.
But also, if you want to join Thursday drop in, you're going to have to finish one of those courses. To be able to, or unless you already finished those with Kevin previously.
For sure, yeah. And I mean, we've had a few messages from people saying, I want to buy a pottery drop-in class for my husband or for myself, and I haven't done a class with you, but like I've got pottery experience.
Yeah,
and if that's the case, of course, totally. I mean, it's not like it's not. There's many ways to learn. So it's just if you've never done it before,
just to kind of get those
then
basics.
Do a primer course. Yeah, exactly. So that's them, and then also on the 18th we have a really exciting lunar art and cacao ritual, which Jani, you might tell us about.
Okay, well, this is with our Kerry, that most of you probably know, Kerry Eugene, and it's going to be a really, really nice art class where you're going to be creating something beautiful, guided by an wonderful, wonderful artist, and
he's okay.
Sorry, her baby is just
coughing. He's okay.
Okay, so it's going to be a place where you can create something, make something, paint something. Kerry have something in the bag for you, but it's also a space where you're going to have this cacao ceremony led by Kerry, which it's going to be really, really beautiful.
Yeah, I think for me it kind of goes really to the heart of a lot of like the making that is happening in the space. Like it's not like, it's more about the experience of like dropping into yourself and making something for the sake of making it, more so than making for an end goal or like, and I think.
Go on.
No, I was just gonna say I think it's really beautiful to have that in the space.
Plus,
so
having a cacao ceremony with something creative like that, I think it's such a winner, because cacao, always when you drink cacao, it helps us drop into our heart base, and then you're pretty much creating from an open heart, and like from that warmth of the heart and stuff. I think it's an excellent thing.
So for some of you hardcore people, there's the opportunity to do well, actually, what you could do if you want a huge weekend in the studio is you could start on Friday evening, do some BYOB pottery painting, have some crack, turn up the following morning, do your pottery foundations from 10 till 2, and then Sunday finish pottery foundations from 10 to 2, go home for a little nap, come back for lunar art and cacao at, what is it, 6 o'clock?
Yeah, 6 to 8.
What a weekend!
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Then you might also continue then on Monday, come to the yoga study group and just continue like that.
You can bring a little camping bed and just stay in the corner.
Text us for daily rates.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Before we go on to here, we have one workshop that we kind of skipped because we wanted to speak about the workshops at the end. And this workshop is happening on the 14th of January on a Wednesday evening from 6 to 8 as well. It's led by one of my close friends, Ashlyn, and it's Sashiko practice. It's a Japanese technique of mindful stitching. So you're pretty much coming and onto the class mindful stitching, where it's like you come and you get a piece of fabric, and then you're doing these repetitive sewing stitches in such a mindful way. And Ashlyn is an incredible woman. I admire her so much, and really we hope she's going to be teaching with us on a regular basis. But this practice, this workshop in particular, has been already super, like, people have been so interested in it, and it already has bookings.
Okay, so there's only 2 events left in January, and they're actually both extremely exciting and important events.
And very Buddhist events.
Yeah. So on the 24th of January, the Saturday, we have our first, and this has been like a real animating force of our energy in the space. We have our first gathering of friends in the Buddhist tradition,
Sangha,
specifically in like the lineage that we follow, which is the Plum Village lineage. And we want to develop a Sangha in the space, a local Sangha, for mindfulness practice and for following the teachings of Plum Village engaged Buddhism. The pretext, I suppose, for this specific meeting is that it's the continuation of Thich Nhat Hanh, Thai.
Thai has passed away on the 22nd of January.
So it's his anniversary. And so we'll gather and we'll well, we haven't really put shape on exactly what we'll do yet, but we'll meet the Sangha and we'll have guided meditations, and we'll see what we do, but there'll be more details on that to come. But I'm really excited for it. And there is like a budding Sangha. There's people in the environs of Ennis and around Clare and some in Limerick and stuff who are really interested in coming. And I would just to say, like, it's very much not a big scary religious thing.
No.
Like, if you're interested at all in mindfulness, it's very much like secular Buddhism sort of, and it's very open and welcoming. It's not kind of like, sign up and give us your soul at all. It's not that. It's a really open thing. So if you'd like to come along, you'd be very, very welcome.
That's what I was going to say. You don't have to be Buddhist. You don't also have to follow our tradition at all. Mm-hmm. You might have heard about Thich Nhat Hanh and engaged Buddhism and its power and transformation and gift to the world. And so we are devoted practitioners, but you don't have to be. If you just would like to join the meditation for us, with us, you don't have to have anything to do with Buddhism. But if you'd like to join some of our Buddhist practices, you're very, very welcome. And it's going to be a nice day. We're going to do some nice offerings, walking meditation, sitting meditation. We'll probably listen to Thai's talk.
Yeah.
We also think that because Plum Village is going to be live recording again the ceremony from the monastery, so we might play some of that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very
awesome.
chilled, but really, really nice.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. And then the last event in January, which isn't in January at all, it's in February, is...
Well, it's supposed to be on last Sunday of every month, but we kind of couldn't put two together on the 24th and the 25th, so we have decided to move it down to the 1st of February, which we count as part of January. So it is the Silent Day Retreat. It's a full day, 10 to 5 day retreat, all done in silence. I am a big lover of silent retreats. I've done Vipassana, I've done monastic retreats, I've done sitting in silence for a while, and for a long time I've done noble silence for a while. I tried to implement it in the house for a while, unsuccessfully. This day retreat, what makes it different from other retreats is that this one is also inspired by our teacher Thich Nhat Hanh, and it's inspired by Zen Buddhism. So there is going to be a lot of deep listening, loving kindness speech. There's going to be a lot of sitting, walking, eating meditations, which are just wonderful. And there's going to be a new ceremony at the end of the day retreat, which is also a gift that we have received last time from the sisters that have transmission that knowledge to us. So we're able to lead this Begin Anew ceremony. It's specifically from Plum Village tradition. And
that'll be adapted into silence.
Yes,
cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Absolutely, yeah. So you're coming, you don't have to talk to anyone, or you're gonna be looked after in so many ways. It's such a rest for mind, body, and soul, but for mind, really, such a restful time, because we do need silence. We need so much silence in life. And so this is accommodating that, and
that'll be running the last Sunday of every month.
The last Sunday of every month.
From 10 until 5 the last Sunday of every month for the foreseeable future. It's really
There's
exciting.
going to be a little gentle yoga to wake us up, and some really delicious food and some nice bread.
So cool.
Yeah. And we're also going to be doing incense making, which is a thing that Kevin and myself have been practicing lately, and we love it. So doing all of those things in silence is just going to be
it's going to be really special.
Yeah.
So that's our January schedule, and I appreciate that's been a kind of a whole big info dump, and I hope that you kind of get a sense of the space, and would really love to see in the space. So I've kind of got two action points, I guess. The first is all these classes that we just talked about are live now on our website. They're bookable. Gift vouchers are also bookable. We're coming up to Christmas, and what a fantastic Christmas present. Class passes are purchasable and usable. And we would love to see you. We would also, this is our first month, and we're building and adapting all the time. So this is the class offering that we have put together in terms of timings that we feel will suit and will resonate well. We would love, though, to hear in the comments or in the end, what time is there a different time in the week that would really suit you for a class, or is there
what kind of class,
particular type of class that you would love to see happen in the space? Because it is very adaptable. We're not stuck in our ways for 10 years with the schedule. We want it to work for you, because it's ultimately the space doesn't exist without you. So
it's
please
a co-creation. Absolutely.
So really please do engage with the studio. Come down to see us on the 13th of December when we open, and all that week will be open. So come down and say hello. We'd love to meet you. Book into a class or book into a few classes, and let us know what other offerings you would like to see in the space.
And just to say that for January, we have posted on our Instagram as well the opening times for December. So you can check that out. That is non-related to the studios. We have a shop space that is going to be running on a weekly basis. So from January onwards, the shop is going to be open every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it's going to be open 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, did we say 10 to 3?
10 to 2 or 3, I think
10
we said,
to 2 or 3.
We'll clarify.
Yeah. But just so you know that there is going to be a space for you to drop in, to maybe buy some pottery. There, we are also having a shop space that we're filling with local artists and their crafts and their arts. So you're going to be able to buy a few bits from us. At all times, and that's going to be changeable and adaptable.
For sure.
Wait until I start sewing. You're going to be able to buy some seedlings from me, which are going to be sown with love and care.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you so much for being with us. Like, comment, subscribe, all that crack, and we'll see you next week.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
With love.
Bye bye.